Good evening, everyone. I would like to welcome you to the January 20th, 2026 Board of Education meeting. We are calling the meeting to order at 7:02 p.m. and if everyone could please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance. Reading of the meeting notice. The New Jersey Open Public Meetings Law was enacted to ensure the right of the public to have advance notice of and to attend the meetings of public bodies at which any business affecting their interest is discussed or acted upon. In accordance with the provision of the Act, the Verona Board of Education has caused notice of this meeting to be published in the Star Ledger, online, and posted with the Township of Verona and the Verona Education Association. Postings of this meeting setting forth the time, location, and agenda were posted at the Verona Board of Education office and on the Verona Public Schools District website. Copies of tonight's agenda and resolutions have been made available to the public via the Board of Education website. Dr. Riley, if you could please call attendance.
Mr. Walker? Mr. Perna?
Here.
Ms. Kanotic?
Here.
Mrs. Briscoe?
Here.
Mr. Boone?
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. Moving on to our agenda, I need a motion, please, to approve our minutes from our reorganization meeting on January 8th, 2026. Motion by
So moved.
Mr. Boone, seconded by
Second.
Mr. Perna. Are there any discussions? You could please call roll.
Mr. Perna?
Yes.
Ms. Kanotic?
Yes.
Mrs. Briscoe?
Yes,
Mr. Boone?
Yes.
Motion passes.
thank you. Moving on to our superintendent report by Ms. Diane Di Giuseppe.
Good evening. So on February 4th, the high school will host its second annual College Admissions Panel. It starts at 6:30 in the auditorium. And representatives from various colleges and universities will be present and will present and take questions on the following. Trends in college admissions, making applications stand out, activities and extracurriculars, early planning for college applicants for students in grades 9 to 11, what are the most impactful steps they can make to strengthen their future applications, letters of recommendation, what role do those letters play in your admissions decisions, the impact of demonstrated interest, the role of context, how do you evaluate students within the context of their high school, particularly one like Verona High School, which offers open enrollment in AP and honors courses. So we kind of sit in a different situation because we don't gatekeep. And application changes and common challenges and common mistakes, and advice for parents. What should parents be doing now to support their students through the application process without overwhelming them? So that, I'm not sure, Brian, did you go to that last year? You did not, okay. I didn't stay for the whole thing, but I did stay to go to part of it. It was very interesting. Lots of good information for parents, especially if you have a first child getting into that process. It is Inclusive Schools Week. Child actually functions as a parent group within the community, and they provide support for parents of students with disabilities. But they also function as our special ed parent advisory council, which is in code. Every school district has to have what they call a CPAC. New Jersey DOE loves their acronyms. So, but really, this is our fourth annual Inclusive Schools Week. It is an annual celebration of inclusivity and acceptance. This year's theme is Children First, Building a Stronger Tomorrow, which emphasizes prioritizing every student's right to learn in an environment that supports their diverse needs, embraces their unique abilities, and fosters a sense of belonging. It means to recognize that when schools are designed to support students with disabilities, they become better places for all learners. So Monday has a theme of inclusion in the academic classroom. So we're asking students to be inclusive, that being inclusive is no sweat, so wear your favorite sweatshirt or sweatpants, or both, so you don't come half-dressed. Um, Tuesday is inclusion in music, dream of harmony, wear your favorite pajamas. Wednesday is inclusion in art, represent a range of colors. That true inclusion brings to artwork, wear your favorite color. Thursday, inclusion in physical education, team up for inclusion, wear your favorite sports team apparel. Friday is inclusion in the schools and community, be inclusive in Verona, wear your maroon and white. There is also an inclusive school weeks contest again this year. Last year it was a poetry contest. This year it is a collage contest. So we're asking students to create a collage that demonstrates inclusivity at their school. There will be one winner from each of our Verona schools with a $50 prize for each winner. And I just want to reiterate again this year how lucky Verona is to have Child as both a parental resource and as the district CPAC. They are truly collaborative with us, and this is my third district. That is not always true. It's very often those two groups function as, we have it, check it off, it is the law, we have one, or they're not as collaborative. They do what, very often they can bring more complaints than they can solutions. Child is extremely collaborative and work with our child study team staff and Mrs. Simmons in really collaborating with us to improve our schools. With regard, as an example, with regard to Inclusive Schools Week, they create the lesson plans, procure the resources and materials, put everything together, and hand deliver it to the schools for each grade level. Just an amazing amount of work, because we all see the importance of Inclusive Schools Week, but we know that our teachers are crushed with just so much stuff. And so making sure that this comes off the ground without a hitch, the Child folks do a tremendous amount for us, so we really appreciate that. Saturday, January 24th is our Verona Spelling Bee, which is hosted by the Verona Junior Women's Club and held at FM Brown. It includes our 4th and 5th grade students from across the district, and the superintendent and mayor have historically been judges, and it will be my 4th spelling bee, and it's always a fun event. It's a little controversial last year, though. Let's hope it's not. Garden State Coalition of the Schools, which Verona Public Schools is a member of, meets with their monthly meeting tomorrow. They are hosting Dr. Danielle Ferry of the Education Law Center, who will speak on the topic of school finance. Where do we go from here? I'd love to hear where we go from here. That fiscal cliff is real. Well, we had a cell phone ban here in Verona. I do want to point out that former Governor Murphy, it's weird to call him former Governor Murphy because it's only been, what, a day?
About 7 hours.
So, that's right, because today is the 20th. Signed a law earlier this month mandating that districts create policies restricting device use during school hours to improve focus, engagement, and mental health, with guidelines to come from the Department of Education. Key details on the law, very similar to what we did here in Verona, what many districts have done. The mandate is that every public school district must establish policies to restrict the use of internet-enabled devices. The policy applies for the entire school day from first bell to last bell. The goals are to combat distractions, improved academic performance, and address social media's impact on the adolescent mental health and bullying. And local school boards will have to develop specific rules. Now, we're done with that. We may have to tweak ours a tiny bit, because at the high school only, students are allowed to use their phones during passing time and at study hall, and obviously lunch, because most of our students don't stay on campus for lunch. So we'd have to go back and take a look at whether or not we're going to be required to tweak that. The background of this is Governor Murphy's initiatives followed recommendations from a state commission that focused on social media's effect on adolescents. And it's 2026. We know what social media does to adolescents, and we've known for a long time. So we're good with that one. And that's my report for tonight.
Thank you. Does anyone have any questions or comments for Ms. Di Giuseppe? Seeing none. Moving on to our business administrator report, Dr. Riley.
Yeah, I just have a few updates for tonight. First, I just
Thank
wanted to start by thanking everybody for the warm welcomes as I've gotten to know the school and the community at large. It's been wonderful to help me with the transition and getting to know everyone. Tonight, we'll be presenting our January 20th bills lists. In addition, regarding the development of the fiscal year 27 budget, Dr. Di Giuseppe and I held meetings with all of our budget managers to review their requests. Those are all now completed. We now turn our attention to balancing our anticipated revenues and our budgeted appropriations. So everything that we spend money on and aligning that into what we expect and plan for in terms of the revenues for next year until the governor and the state releases the budget later at the very end of February. With regards to facilities, just a few updates as well. The ongoing flooring issue at Forest School, Mr. Spinella and I will be meeting with the vendor regarding the tiles there in the entrance to review our options moving forward in order to remediate that situation, as well as the playground issues. I'll be having a meeting later this week regarding the ongoing issues on the playgrounds and hope to find a resolution to move us forward there as well. With regards to our Trees for Schools grants, I wanted to take a moment to publicly thank Carol Thomas for her time, her dedication, and commitment to the project and the community. We'll be looking forward on moving that project forward soon and welcoming an awful lot of tiny little saplings to our school community.
Hopefully not this week.
Not this week, fortunately. As a small reminder from our tech office as well, we have some outstanding Chromebook insurance fees, which are now past due. So we're working as a district with our families as well to collect those outstanding payments. And speaking of this week and the weather, I wanted to give a shout out to our custodial and maintenance crews for their work on the 2 weekend storms. Only since I've been here, we have to get away from this pattern that we're in with weather on the weekends. But I just wanted to give them a public shout out for their work and their dedication to getting our snow cleared out.
Thank you very much. Does anyone have any questions or comments?
I just have one question. Dr. Riley, on the playgrounds, on the litigation, what else is the blocking points at this moment?
So that is exactly what the meeting will be. I will be meeting with the attorney in order to bring us up to speed on where we are with that and what our options are moving forward. And I'll bring that report back next week. Yeah, I'll bring that report back and just keep the board apprised as to how we're moving that forward. I think with the transition, I think some time has been allowed to pass. I will not let that kind of time move by anymore. We will move that forward so we have some a resolution.
Thank you. Moving on to our student report. Ryan, we missed you last week. Peyton did a great job, but we're glad you're back. Now your report. Thank you.
Good evening. I hope everyone is doing quite well. And so recently in athletics, the swim team had competed in 3 meets last week, with the girls team coming on top against Bloomfield, St. Benedict's, and Caldwell, with the home meet against Caldwell also being senior night. And the swim program continues to demonstrate a level of depth and competitiveness, as yesterday 9 Verona swimmers qualified and competed in the Super Essex County Championships. Boys basketball recently held its senior night on January 15th, recognizing the dedication and contributions of its senior student athletes. And on the other hand, the girls basketball team recently earned a significant victory against Newark Academy, marking Verona's first win against them since 2019. The winter track teams have also had a strong showing this month, as on January 11th at the SEC Championships at Ocean Breeze, the girls team finished 2nd overall, with the boys team placing 4th in the Liberty Division. And returning to Ocean Breeze on the 14th, the girls sprint medley relay team, consisting of Lauren Foley, Caitlin Skelfo, Sienna Griffin, and Gwendolyn Neal, had broken a staggering 11-year-old record with a time of 4 minutes, 15 seconds, .19. And this performance also qualified them for the New Balance Indoor Nationals, which are to be held in Boston on March 13th. So congratulations to that record-breaking team. Beyond athletics, the Verona DECA team had competed in districts 2 weeks ago, and this week members of the mock trial team will be participating on an educational field trip to the Essex County Courthouse this Friday, with competitions beginning next week. And Verona's Avant-Garde is holding an open mic night at the Verona Public Library on Friday, January 23rd from 6 to 8 p.m. And just to reiterate from last meeting 2 weeks ago, VHS's National Honor Society is still running a warm clothing drive till the 26th of January, and donations of coats, hats, gloves, hoodies, and other warm clothing items in decent condition are being collected for Tony's Kitchen and Angels on the Ground. And collection boxes can be found all across the town, including the community center, public library, all district public schools, and several local businesses. So once again, please consider donating outgrown, gently used, renew items to people in need, especially during such a cold winter season. And that is all I have for tonight. Thank you.
Thank you, Ryan. Anyone have any questions or comments? Moving on to our committee reports. Did education meet?
We met this afternoon.
Okay, education, would you like to
Sure.
report on that?
Yes, and Mrs. Knodig, please fill in any gaps. I'm sure there's plenty that I'm going to leave. Yeah, there was quite a bit on their agenda, but let's take a real high-level view here. The superintendent report talked a lot about the impact of child. Also, we talked a lot about the plans and ongoing plans for teacher training, mostly focused on how to handle a healthy mental outlook for the students. And a lot of training is paying off, just making sure that we're putting the students in the best place to succeed. We also talked about some other workshops on helping teachers better position students for success in the mathematical areas. And then we also discussed some new potential adds to the curriculum. Most interesting is and I'm going to get the title wrong here, Invest Ed, which is, as the title would indicate. So that would be an excellent class to take a look at. Also, in addition to oceanography, another level of oceanography. This is a revised of what was previously there. Those were the two big highlights. And then we also took a longer-term view on a strategical outlook with our World Languages program. More to come in that area in the coming months. I'll pause there. Anything I'm missing, you think?
Thank you. Do you have any questions? Did policy meet? Okay, sounds great. Moving on to public comments on agenda action items. If anyone from the audience would like to come to the podium, please state your name, and you have 3 minutes. Seeing none? Moving on to discussion items, new business or old business. Anyone from our last meeting have anything to discuss? Seeing none. Correspondence? None. Moving on to our action items. I need a motion, please, to approve resolutions, personnel resolutions A1 through A6. Motion by
So moved.
Mr. Perna, seconded by
Second.
Mrs. Cononi. Any discussions? I just want to say two congratulations to FM Brown, to Miss Catherine Orsini on her retirement. She was a teacher when my boys were there. And also to Miss Lauren Till on her retirement from Brookdale as a 4th grade teacher in June. So congratulations to both of them. Any other discussions? Dr. Riley, if you could please call roll.
Mr. Perna,
Yes.
Ms. Kenotic,
Yes.
Mrs. Prisco,
Yes.
Mr. Boone.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. Moving on to our education. I need a motion to approve resolutions B1 through B6. Motion by
So moved.
Mr. Boone, seconded by
Second.
Mrs. Kenotic. Any discussion? Seeing none. Dr. Riley, if you could call roll.
Mr. Perna,
Yes.
Ms. Kenotic,
Yes.
Mrs. Prisco,
Yes.
Mr. Boone.
Yes.
Motion carries.
Thank you. There are no resolutions for athletics and co-curricular and none for facilities. Moving on to our finance, I need a motion, please, to approve resolutions E1 to E2.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Perna, seconded by
Second.
Mrs. Kenotic. Are there any discussions? None. Dr. Riley?
Mr.
roll.
Perna,
Yes.
Ms. Kenotic,
Yes.
Mrs. Prisco,
Yes.
and Mr. Boone.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. Moving on to governance and policy, I need a motion to approve resolutions F1 through F3. Sorry, we are
Yeah,
tabling
that's,
F1, so
we have some HIB investigations that I expected to be done for tonight, but they were not completed.
Do we need to
You need
vote?
to make a motion to table.
so I need a motion to table resolution F1.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Boone, seconded by
Second.
Mrs. Kenotic. Any discussion? Dr. Riley, if you could please call roll.
Mr. Perna,
Yes.
Ms. Kenotic,
Yes.
Mrs. Prisco,
Yes.
and Mr. Boone.
Yes.
Motion passes.
Thank you. And now I just need a motion to approve resolutions F2 and F3.
I just had a question on, especially F3. I guess who is advising these changes? Is it specifically you, Mrs. Giuseppe?
For these particular changes, no. As a matter of fact, these are all, we have a policy advisory organization, Strauss-Esme. There's two in the state, Strauss-Esme and New Jersey School Boards. So what I can do is I'll share with the board the rationale for each of these changes. Most of them
Some
are,
minor, yeah.
most of them are really silly, like the word pupil
Yeah.
being changed to the word student. Some of them, like for instance, sexual harassment used to be sexual harassment, a policy for support staff and for certificated staff. Those two were abolished, they combined it into one. It does reflect the inclusion of Title IX into the sexual harassment policy. So that's an administrative code change because the code is changing. So those four abolished policies all have to, policies and regulations have to do with the fact that we're combining everything into a staff sexual harassment policy that includes Title IX. But I can share that out tonight.
Do we typically make changes to these like every year, or is it sort of
Every
just as
2
a?
months, they come out with
Yeah.
recommended changes, an update every 2 months. Now, there are times where earlier in my tenure here, I was going through policies that really were outdated, so they were not necessarily, you should change this, but these haven't been addressed in quite a while. There are, for instance, let me see, for regulation 9130, public complaints, that should have been a revision. We didn't have that regulation. So, and sometimes there are, when Pam was on the committee, when Mrs. Prisco was on the committee, we looked at our enrollment of, I can't think of, not enrollment age, placement.
Right?
Yeah,
Where
we made changes to how we place students after February 1 in order to help the budgeting process. So some of them do come from internally, none of these are those.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
One other question from our side
Sure.
on that. To the extent that the policies are designated as mandatory, which 4 of the 6 are here, does that signify that there isn't, that there should be a wholesale adoption of them as revised, or is there still opportunity to comment on our end?
That's a great question, and if I don't answer, let me see if I can get it first. You can revise a mandated policy and make it more stringent. You can't make it less stringent.
So it's the floor.
I would just say Strauss Esme has gotten year, but with policy 57, 56, the transgender student policy, they flagged it as mandated for a number of years, resulting in litigation between the Hanover School District, Middletown School District, and a few others, where the Attorney General's office then took a position it's not mandatory. So mandatory is their designation. My view and understanding is things like every district has to have an HIV policy. That's mandated by state law. They've included other things in there as well, but you still do have discretion to review any of them and make changes as you fit. But that is their interpretation. They think it's going to be mandatory, either because there's a legal requirement that says you need to have a HID policy, or there is a policy reason why you need to have policy to protect your interest and protect the student's interest.
And most of them are either governed by 18A, which is statutory code, your attorney, you know what that is, or 6A, which is the administrative code. They got into trouble with the transgender policy because the state of New Jersey came out with very specific guidelines for transgender students that thought we were supposed to follow, and so that's what got challenged in court.
Specifically, the communication to parents when a student has reported to staff has asked the district not to notify parents. I would say it's a contested issue in the law in terms of what's required in that instance, but the guidance was very clear that district could not communicate to parents in that instance. And any district that just adopted Strauss SA policies that said mandatory ended up with that, and then some districts were surprised to learn that that wasn't actually the case. And that was quite a bit.
And they have, their recommendations are mandated, recommended, right, or option, yeah, optional.
Yeah, it looks like most of the revisions are designed to move procedural language out of the policy into the regulation,
Yes.
which is appropriate.
Yes.
Which is the way it should be formatted.
With the exception of the HIV policy, because there used to be an HIV policy and an HIV regulation, and procedural component was in the regulation, and now it's all in the policy. So the policy is like 30 pages long.
Oh, wow.
And I always hated that they had the separate certificated staff and support staff with identical policies. Especially when some districts would modify one but not the other, and then it becomes real chaotic.
Thank you.
One other quick thing, speaking of policy, this won't take long, I promise. I know we're waiting on results from this Murphy's cell phone ban to adapt our policy. When do we expect to have insight to open that back up?
That's such a good question, because we're waiting on the Department of Education.
Right.
So it could be, since we have to implement it in September of 2026, we'll probably get it August 15th.
Sure.
You probably correct.
I'm probably correct with October, yeah.
Thank you. So we need a motion, right? We didn't get to that point, correct?
Correct.
Motion.
We have another reading period, so we can chat in between the two policies in New Jersey. While not every regulation has to be read twice, I put it out there anyway. So we have plenty of time between now and our next meeting to have conversations.
Okay. Sounds good.
Motion by?
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Perna, seconded by
Second.
Ms. Kenotic. I think we had our discussions. We call roll.
Mr. Perna,
Yes.
Ms. Kenotic,
Yes.
Mrs. Prisco,
Yes.
Mr. Boone.
Yes.
Passes.
Thank you. Moving on to public comments. Anyone from the public, please state your name. You have 3 minutes. Seeing none, thank you. Moving on to our next scheduled public meeting is going to be held on February 10th, 2026, beginning with confidential session at 6 p.m. and public session at 7 p.m. in the Verona School Learning Commons. I need a motion to adjourn the meeting.
So moved.
Motion by Mr. Boone, seconded by
Second.
Ms. Knodig. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye. It is 7:31, and our meeting is now over. Have a great evening.